we continue to follow that breaking news of an off-duty police officer dodging bullets after he stumbles across a young couple who had been robbed at gunpoint. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley is at the pedestrian bridge there by Nissan Stadium downtown. And Cuthbert, these robbers then opened fire on the officer. Had to be a scary scene down there.
Absolutely, Steve. There are a lot of layers, if you could call that, to this story, because not only do you have that off-duty officer who was shot at, you had a couple getting robbed at gunpoint on the pedestrian bridge behind me. We all know this is a very popular area of downtown Nashville. People run on the bridge in the early morning and late night. A lot of tourists out here. This definitely hit a little too close to home for a lot of people. Thankfully, though, everybody, including that off-duty officer, is okay. We know the two suspects have been identified as LaDante Harvey and Cedric Stevenson. They went up to a couple this morning, according to police, around 1 a.m. and robbed them at gunpoint. They stole credit cards, an iPhone, and then ran off. That couple went up to another couple on the bridge, asked them for help. One of those people they approached happened to be that Goodlettsville police officer who was off duty. He immediately went on the chase, called 911, was alerting officers of where the suspects were going and what they looked like. And once the suspects realized they were being followed, that's when one of them supposedly turned around and fired 2 shots at that officer. He was able to dodge the bullets, and a short time later, as you see here, those suspects were arrested. Now, Metro Police have a very important message for anyone coming out to this area late at night.
Just be mindful of your surroundings. Anytime something doesn't look right or feel right, trust your instincts and know that if it doesn't look right or feel right, that it's probably not right.
That's a very important message. We hear it all the time, but when you have a situation like this, especially in a very popular area of town, it's important to continuously put out that message. Now, in terms of the two suspects, again, their names are LaDante Harvey and Cedric Stevenson. They have been booked on multiple charges, including aggravated robbery, as well as aggravated assault with the intent to kill. Their bonds have both been set at $500,000 each. We're live near Nissan Stadium this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Cuthbert, thank you. New this morning, one person is in the hospital with multiple stab wounds. It happened on 9th Avenue North just before 2 this morning. Witnesses say the victim was stabbed multiple times during an argument. No description of the suspect has been released. Also new this morning, a man is behind bars accused of killing a woman, then trying to hide her body. The woman was found buried in a shallow grave in a wooded area near the Hillam community in Clay County. Right now, her name or how she died has not been released. Edward Walsh was arrested shortly after the discovery. He's now charged with second-degree murder. A suspected killer is back in Nashville this morning after being caught more than 200 miles away. DeMarcus Garner was arrested in Missouri last week. The 19-year-old is accused of shooting and killing Musla Al-Namar during a drug deal turned robbery. He and Oscar Lara are both charged with criminal homicide. His girlfriend, Tiffany Mayfield, is accused of driving the getaway car.
Amy, we now know the name of the 18-year-old that was killed during a drive-by shooting in South Nashville. Family and friends held a prayer vigil last night for Kenny Hatcher. That teen shot and killed on Vine Hill Road late Tuesday night. Family members tell us he had just graduated and he was working with a recruiter to enlist in the National Guard.
Very intelligent, very smart young man who had aspirations of going to the Army, but he also was a hard-working young man.
Police have recovered the car that was used in that shooting. They're still trying to track down the suspects that were inside the car. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 615-74-CRIME. A $1,000 reward is being offered if you can help police make an arrest.
And Steve, a dad is facing charges after he apparently got drunk, led police on a chase before crashing his car with his toddler in the back seat. It all started when police tried to pull over Andrew Barnes near Lebanon High School. Instead of stopping, officers say he hit the gas and swerved and then in and out of traffic and running through several red lights. The chase finally came to an end when one of the officers rammed his squad car into Barnes' vehicle. Barnes' 1-year-old daughter was found in the back seat with a few cuts from broken glass, but she is now in DCS custody, and Barnes is facing multiple charges. An I-24 entrance ramp is back open after a deadly tanker crash. The big rig overturned near Harding Place during rush hour yesterday. The driver was killed. His name has not yet been released to us, and no word yet what caused that crash.
New video from a string of robberies in Clarksville, and police believe the same men robbed several convenience stores along Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, also Trenton and Tiny Town roads earlier this week. If you know anything, give police a call on this. A bizarre group of shoplifters striking again down in Franklin, and what makes them stand out is police say they are men dressed as women. All right, the culprits captured on security cameras from the Belk Men's Department Store at Cool Springs Galleria. There they are. Twice in the last couple of weeks, the shoplifters load polo shirts into bags, and then they walk out without paying. There they are. And how much have they ripped off? More than $3,000 worth, according to the police. Investigators say they tried to hide their identity by wearing women's clothing.
They know that with video, there's a good chance that they could end up on TV or in the news. And so it's not uncommon for anyone like that to try to disguise their identity.
If you recognize them, give Franklin Crime Stoppers a call, 615-794-4000.
A pilot project aimed at keeping pedestrians safer on Lower Broadway is already hitting a few roadblocks. Cab drivers and carriage operators say the expanded sidewalks are costing them money. They're now forced to share a loading zone between 1st and 5th where there's less foot traffic. The 3-month program's just a test, but carriage operators worry that's going to be a permanent change.
I'm frustrated because I don't know what our future holds as far as my income.
So we're watching it very closely. We do not want to create a problem by attempting to fix a problem.
Anyone with feedback about the pilot program can call 615-862-8750 or fill out a form online. We've got a link on our website, newschannel5.com.